Hi, sports fans. It's Gridiron Girl here. Just wanted to take a quick segment here on this fine Saturday. Like everybody else, I'm working, and I happen to be working today in a few minutes. But I wanted to jump on. It's been a while since I've talked to you, and I confess I've been kind of down in the dumps about football. I know it's hard to believe, but with everything that's going on, it's been hard for me to, get in the grip of everything and want to do some of these recordings. I knew I would come back to it, but it was very hard. And I know I haven't put anything up since January. But last night I was talking to a friend of mine. We were having a FaceTime cocktail hour, as is the norm now these days. And her boyfriend, who I know but don't know very well, comes into the frame and says, "Hey, I just wanted to know what your thoughts were on the Seahawks draft picks." And it took me back for a couple of reasons, not the least of which is that I don't know him super well and we haven't really talked about football, but the fact that he knows of my interest really, it really touched me. Secondly, it brought me up short because I hadn't had a chance to follow the draft very much because I work nights, and so I've been working while the draft's been going on. We do have one more day. It's Saturday. We've got round 4 through 7, and it's probably going to be starting here pretty quick. So I just have a couple of quick thoughts. I know, but this time it really is going to be quick about the draft, both in general and also about the Seahawks. So I'll try and jump in here. First of all, I got to give mad props to Ryan Day, coach of Ohio State. He had three in a row draft picks, all of whom played at Ohio State and all of whom were coached by him in 2018. So Joe Burrow, the quarterback, went to the Bengals. Chase Young, defensive end, went to the Redskins. And Jeff Okudah, defensive back, went to the Panthers. So 1, 2, 3 top picks, and that is really something. Nick Saban at Alabama had 3 in the top 15, but this is, I think, probably the first in history. So I'm really, really excited for them and just want to give mad props to Coach Day and wish him a really, really great 2020 season. Okay, on to the Seahawks picks. Couple of quick things. I really haven't had a chance to do the research, so I'm going to come back and do that after I've done the numbers, studied their performance at Combine, looked at the analysts and all of that for the folks that the Seahawks have picked. But one of the things that was very interesting is that it sort of felt like Pete Carroll and John Schneider was speaking a language. They were trying to get a message across. First of all, we have, so far, from what I know, we have Jordan Brooks at linebacker. We have Darrell Taylor, an edge player from Tennessee. Jordan Brooks is Texas Tech. I think he's outside linebacker. Damian Lewis, a guard at LSU. Colby Parkinson, also a guard at LSU. And DJ Dallas, a running back from Miami. 2 things. First of all, I'm hoping that our running back from Miami is actually going to be representative of depth of position. I'm really wanting Chris Carson to come back and come back healthy. He is our go-to guy, and I think there's every reason to believe that he'll continue to be so. So I hope that we'll be able to have not only the benefit of Chris Carson, but also DJ Dallas coming up. Second thing is that we've got 2 defensive positions. We have the outside linebacker and also the edge. And that tells me that Pete and John, like I know them and they come to dinner at my house every week, but that tells me that Pete and John are really looking at defensive edge rusher positions. Now, I know that there are other specifics that I won't go into right now about who plays what position and who can double as, but I've really, really enjoyed Jadeveon Clowney in the 2019 season, and I really, really want him to re-sign. I have, and I do, but the fact that he hasn't yet makes me really nervous. I said last year when we were talking about Bobby Wagner and his contract, that it's like Ronald Reagan, we don't negotiate with terrorists. You cannot push the front office with the Seahawks too far because they will backfill you. And then where will you be? I think that if Clowney wants to play for Seattle, he needs to sit down. He needs to come to the table, talk about what he wants, but also be willing to negotiate. If he doesn't want to be in Seattle, then he needs to let us know that too. With Jordan Brooks and Darryl Taylor, there may be the possibility, I don't know, of backfilling that position, which I think is very wise, but not out of the realm of what we've seen in the past from Pete Carroll and John Schneider, drafting in the new guys to really give us a lot of movability, flexibility in various different positions. So anyway, this is really quick, I know, but it's good to be back with you. And I think that it's really important to remain with as much normalcy as possible. And the only way to do that is to continue in our minds and our hearts with what's normal for us. And what's normal for me is talking about football. So you'll see me again. In the meantime, go Hawks, take care, stay safe, and we'll talk to you soon.